Hey good people, it's your girl Alex here, and I want to help you understand the way that PRINTIFY shipping goes in case you want to start your print-on-demand business. Now let's go ahead and just get right into it. The first thing I want you to understand is that you will need money, okay? Some type of money available either on a credit card or a debit card, your Chime card, whatever, to be able to complete an order. The reason why is because when a customer purchases a product of yours, those funds need to be available on demand, basically, for PRINTIFY to be able to complete that order. If the funds are not there, then your order is not going to be complete until you have those funds. It's not like PRINTIFY is going to process your order before they get their money, okay? So I want you to understand that. I think that's a misconception when it comes to understanding the whole print-on-demand business. But what I want you to get is that you're gonna need money to start this business. So please keep that in mind, so that way you won't be disappointed and your customer is waiting forever to receive their product because there's no funds available. Now, to set up that payment method, it's super easy to do. All you have to do is go into your settings at PRINTIFY under your payments, and that way you can add either your PayPal or your debit or credit card, so PRINTIFY can know what's the payment method that they need to use to be able to complete your order. Now, once that is all said and done, PRINTIFY is responsible for the shipping. Now, generally in the United States, PRINTIFY uses USPS, which is the postal service. So a lot of the times, customers are going to receive the traditional USPS tracking number, and once you send off that product, okay, once the order is complete, then you'll be able to use that and follow that tracking number as well. So that's how that goes. Now, you can find out about all of PRINTIFY's shipping logistics in their online help tab that gives you so much more information. But basically, when it comes to shipping and PRINTIFY, they take care of everything for you because, again, they're the middleman, right? So all you have to do is be mindful that when your orders start adding up on Etsy, you have that money there, okay? Because once you click process payment, that's it. That's all you have to do when it comes to PRINTIFY doing the rest for you, and especially when it comes to the shipping. Now, keep in mind, right, this isn't handled by you, so you can't control how soon something comes to your customer. The best thing you can do is go ahead and look at their shipping times to see an average of how long it's going to take for that product to get to your customer, and then allocate that in your Etsy shipping and handling policy, okay? So the best thing you can do, if it's a product, let's say for an example, it takes about 2.5 days for production, but then shipping takes an additional 3 days, I would just group that up between a 5 to 7 day span. Because what we know is that, again, this is out of our control, okay? Things happen, some orders might get delayed, depending on the holiday season. You wanna give yourself that cushion, okay? So that's how it all works. I wanted you guys to understand that because a lot of people are still confused when it comes to shipping, and I want you to know that this is what it is. You're gonna need money so that your orders can be complete, okay? And then you're gonna also have to be mindful as to look into the tracking number so that when you know when that product gets to your customer. Now let's talk about order routing. Sometimes when it comes to a particular product, the supplier that you normally use may not have that in stock. So this is gonna be a good time to talk about order routing, because if that ever happens to you, you wanna be prepared and knowing that, okay, I still want my business to run smoothly, okay, when it comes to the time of from when the product is made to when it's shipped. And if that supplier doesn't have that product, I need to know that I have a plan B, basically. So you want to set up order routing, because what that does is that basically that routes your order to another provider, so that way you can still send out that product. So basically, if the provider, My Locker, right, on PRINTIFY doesn't have that particular color, well, you can go and use Swift POD to have that same color, okay, and that same size to be able to still have your order go smoothly. This is something that you're gonna have to manually do yourself when you open up a PRINTIFY account, okay? So when you open it up, this isn't going to be defaulted. Basically, let's just say if this happens, right, you wanna make sure that you are changing these settings, because this isn't automatic. So you have to be mindful that if something is not in stock, you have order routing on, and I'll leave information about order routing down below for you, but you wanna make sure that you have this setting on, because again, we're trying to run smooth businesses here. We know know things happen. We know that products are not always in stock, so you want to always cover your bases, and order routing is going to be the best thing for that. Another thing I want you to understand about Printify shipping is that not all products have the same shipping cost. When it comes to having a candle versus having a notebook, okay, those two products weigh different things, which means that the shipping cost is going to fluctuate. It may be more for the shipping for the candle, whereas it may not be as bad for the notebook. So keep that in mind too, because I think that it's easy to think that you'll be paying the same price for shipping, and that's not the case at all. A lot of things fluctuate when it comes to having a print-on-demand business, and that's important for you to know. So when you're assessing your budget and you have your payment method available, you may know that something might cost you more just because that's the nature of the business. Okay, so the last thing I want to share is a tip when it comes to Printify shipping and also getting your money's worth, okay? I would suggest that if you want to start selling a product or you're thinking about selling a product, look at that cost of shipping that Printify is going to charge you and roll that into your profit, okay? So basically, if this particular item costs $5 to ship, I will use that $5, roll that into your actual price that you're selling it for, so that way you know it's being worth your while. And also, this is a good way to offer free shipping on the Etsy platform. And this is honestly what I do. So I'll take a product I want to sell, I look at how much the shipping is going to be, I take that shipping and I'll roll it into my actual price I'm setting for my product. So that way I know that I'm getting a good percentage of my profit margin, and I can also offer free shipping for my customers, because a lot of people really enjoy free shipping. They'll pay $50 for something, but if it's free, they'll really pay $50 for something. You see what I'm saying? So that's a tip for you, for anybody who wants to know how can they really make this worth their while. That's what I do. I know a lot of sellers who do that. They'll take that shipping price that Printify is charging them and they'll roll it into the price they're selling it for on Etsy. So I'll leave you with that. But if you want to learn more about print on demand, Printify, and Etsy, then please hit the like button and also subscribe if you're liking the vibe. Again, my name is Alex, and I'm gonna catch you in my next video. Bye, y'all.